In today's video, I just want to make a comparison between the Action 2 and the Osmo Action 3, just to see which of these camera performs best. It's the same sensor size on both of these cameras. The only main difference is you can shoot 10-bit on the Osmo Action 3. You can't do that on the Action 2. But it's more or less the same internal hardware on both of these cameras. The Osmo Action 3 is more an action camera than the Action 2, but both of these cameras should produce more or less the same image quality. But let's see which of them performs best. I've been tweaking the settings exactly the same. ISO a minimum 100, maximum 400, 4K 30, rocksteady, standard DWAP on both cameras. But let's just see which of these cameras performs best. The main issues with the Osmo Action 3 has been the focusing, and I'm holding the camera, let's see a little bit closer, around 30 centimeters from my face. So which of these two cameras focusing best on my face? The image looks much darker on the Action 2. I don't know why, but it looks brighter on the Osmo Action 3, and I really love the screen on the Osmo Action 3. But the most important thing is of course image quality, and that everything looks sharp and nice. That's the main difference. But let's walk a little bit and see which of these cameras performs best. So tell me down in the description which of them you like the most. Let's go. So this is just me walking. I'm holding the camera 30 centimeters from my face, and yeah, it's slippery today, so I need to see where I'm walking, so I can't watch into the camera all the time. But we're gonna take some sample footage, of course, and see. But yeah, it's icy and slippery. But how is the stabilization on these two cameras? Is there a big difference between them? Tell me down in the description. But the image quality is the main thing. Like I said in previous videos, if the Osmo Action 3 doesn't perform good and has issues with sharpening and focusing, I'm going to return it, and I will not buy it again, because it's disappointing if DJI hasn't figured this out yet. And it's also a little bit disappointing to see that they still sell the cameras from the batch that was supposed to have problems, and that's the batch from September and earlier. According to a bunch of videos out there, people doesn't seem to have the same issues with cameras produced in November and later. So if this camera has issues, I don't think I will buy it again, because I don't see the point why DJI haven't withdraw cameras with issues and send new ones to the stores. But let's see. So this is normal color profile with both of these cameras, and yeah, the settings is exactly the same. I'm gonna put it up on the screen. So yeah, let's see. And I think I'm gonna shoot in flat soon, just to see how good the 10-bit supposedly should be. I'm not that good in color grading, but yeah, we need to compare that too, just to see if there are a massive difference between 8-bit and 10-bit. It should be. But the main thing is image quality, and that the footage is sharp. In my tests with the Action 2, I think the image looks a little bit soft sometimes, but it all depends on the lighting conditions. But the lighting conditions is pretty good today. It's the middle of the day. It's overcast, of course, and it's still a little bit winter in Norway, but they should perform pretty good. I set the white balance to 5600 on both cameras, so they should perform more or less exactly the same. But yeah, let's take some sample footage in flat and normal 10-bit on the Osmo Action 3, and yeah, you only have 8-bit on the Action 2. So let's take some sample footage. Let's do that now. And of course, I didn't know that you can shoot with HDR on the Osmo Action 3, but this is HDR. How does that look in 4K 30? Pay attention to the skies and see how that looks. It should look, bring up a little bit more of, you can say, the shadows and the highlights a little bit better than the normal image, and you can see, should see more details in the sky, especially. Just makes everything looks better in many ways. But yeah, hopefully it looks good. Let's switch to the Cinelike 10-bit on the Osmo Action 3 and 8-bit of course on the Action 2. Let's do that now. This changed probably everything, but I'm filming in flat on both camera. 10-bit on the Osmo Action 3 and normal 8-bit flat color profile on the Action 2. The color profile is the Cinelike, and this is ungraded. And of course I'm gonna put on some grading and do my best. So tell me which of these two cameras looks best. Hopefully the Osmo Action looks way better, but still, like I said, sharpening and focusing is the most important thing. And pay attention to the details in the sky, of course, but pay attention to everything. Does everything look sharp and good? And which of these cameras do you like the best? It's extremely slippery today, so I have to be careful. But let's grade the footage a little bit and see how that look. Let's put on some grade and tell me which of these camera performs the best. But pay attention to the skies, pay attention to my face. Does it focus, and does it look any good at all? But leave a comment down below which of the camera performs best. Let me turn the camera. Let's walk a little bit. This is 10-bit, 4K 30, the Cinelike. I didn't know it was possible with 10-bit at all on so small cameras, but you have billions of colors, or you can tweak the image much more when you have 10-bit. I don't know how it works because I'm not a specialist in this at all, but for me an action camera should just be easy to use and produce really good image quality and stabilization, but it also has to be rugged. That's important. So I really hope in the future we will get an action camera with much bigger sensors, so it's possible to use later at night and can capture really good images. It's so slippery, so I have to be careful. But which of these do you like the most? The Osmo Action 3 or the Action 2? But it's nice today. It's beautiful. It is. I really hope the Osmo Action 3 focus good. I do. Yeah, so let's wrap this up. Which camera do you prefer? See how the image quality is, the stabilization. The audio is more or less the same, I think, but the most important thing is of course image quality, and that the image looks sharp and focusing on my face, the things it should focusing on. That's the most important thing. So tell me down in the description which of these camera you prefer. and is the Osmo Action 3 a keeper or not? That's important too. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.